So let's talk about Tantric sex. Sex truly was my gateway into Tantra. Once you're in the door, you find out that there's so much more, that it's expansive and it's healing and it's a way of living and it's a philosophy and it gives you courage to live the life you want to live. But sex is a big part of our life too. And I think that's why it's so often that gateway. It certainly was for me. Sex is a big part of our life. It's the most intimate way we interact with our partners. And I think deep down, we've always known that there's more possible. Because sex was demonized and became so taboo, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about what's possible. And so we default to sort of this procreative style of making love or having sex that's really just focused on that ejaculatory type orgasm, which kind of deletes the rest of our body, being, everything. And it just minimizes what's really possible. In Tantric Intimacy, there really is the fireworks that deep down we know are possible. You actually feel loved and cherished and truly connected to another person. You experience that divine connection, that connection to the whole, that expansive, infinite pleasure. This is our birthright. This is really what humans were made for. We weren't made just to, feel each other up, have an orgasm, pass out. We can extend it and make it more interesting. But when we have tantric intimacy with another person, it is literally so expansive. You're never bored. It's never the same twice. And deep down, I always knew that was possible. I couldn't explain it, and I sure couldn't find it in Cosmopolitan or any books. But deep down, I knew it was possible. And when I discovered Tantra, then I experienced it, and I realized, oh no, this is for everyone. This is what we were made for. So why is Tantric sex so different? I could literally talk for weeks about this, so let's just talk about 3 aspects. The first is that you are genuinely connected to another person. In our world right now, separation is the norm. Separation in the street, separation in the kitchen, and definitely separation in the bedroom. At best, we co-masturbate. We pleasure the other person. We focus on the orgasm. But we're still separate. We're very focused that, oh, you're you and I'm me, and I'm happy or I'm making you happy. In Tantric Intimacy, you drop your guards and you actually genuinely merge with another human. Hence the emotional journey of Tantra, which I'll talk about later. The second thing is we get rid of all goals and we just get to play together. We just get to hang out. People often ask, how could you possibly have sex for 3 or 4 hours? And it's like, well, could you sit and chat with your best friend for 3 or 4 hours? Sure, time disappears. You're not even looking at the clock. Well, now imagine you're just lying in bed, naked, and anything's possible. Maybe you fool around, maybe you make out, maybe you're in intercourse, maybe you nap, maybe you do all kinds of things. It's just beautiful, intimate exploration. But from that, everything's possible. You get rid of the goal of orgasm, and suddenly you become orgasmic. You get rid of the goal of pleasure, and you experience pleasure like you've never experienced in your whole life. The third thing is the idea of actually becoming an orgasmic being. Years ago in 1999, I was sick and I met my first teacher named Jim. And if you've read my books, What If You Get Skipped a Cancer or Tantric Intimacy, I talk a lot about him because he was really the first person that opened me up into this, that there was another world we could be living in, And he used to talk about how He didn't understand why humans didn't just walk around fully orgasmic all the time. And I remember my husband and I was 29. I remember my husband and I staring at him thinking, what are you talking about? Because we're just picturing this, kind of ejaculatory, orgasm. Like, we didn't understand what he meant. When we stop focusing on that singular orgasm, that ejaculatory orgasm, whether it's male, female, heterosexual, same sex, it doesn't matter. We focus on that getting off, coming, whatever it is. It's like we miss the entire field of orgasmic possibility, right? We just focus on this point. When we get rid of that, our entire being becomes orgasmic. It's like that orgasm is delivered through our entire nervous system to every cell of our body. And from there, of course, this is connected or is the same as our emotional body, our mental body, our spiritual body. So suddenly our entire being becomes orgasmic. Like, you imagine the sensitivity and the pleasure you experience in the genital area. Take that and breathe that through your entire being. Now merge that with another person. The cool thing is this experience extends into the rest of our lives. It's almost like we train our bodies through sex to become orgasmic, to feel pleasure and happiness all day long. It just changes everything. You end up almost making love all the time. And even in hard times. I don't know, there's a courage and a optimism or something that says, it's good, it's all right. I'm fully human. We're going to be fine. So where do we start? How do we experience this? So in my world, I teach online courses. They're fully described on my website, but I'll mention a few of them here. The first place to start is with my course, Foundations for Tantric Intimacy. There's 2 versions, one for couples who want to reconnect or go deeper or experience all these things together. The second is for individuals who really want to redefine what's possible in relationships. And there's exercises and meditations and all kinds of things in both courses that you actually practice. And it's not all about sex. But we practice this kind of intimacy, this different way of experiencing ourselves and each other. And we get to redefine what's possible in future relationships. From there, if you realize that, wow, I actually personally struggle with connection. Maybe I have some fears or anxiety, or maybe I don't really have the confidence to really stand in my truth and trust my intuition, right? And trust my body's wisdom. Then I recommend going on to the Spiritual Path of Tantra. The spiritual path really connects us inside and really brings us to that beautiful, confident state of becoming tantric. From there, I have a beautiful course called Living in Masculine and Feminine Union. And this is where we really learn what it is to merge with another person. And it's definitely in sexual intimacy, but also in every relationship in our lives, with our children, our parents, our friends, at work, with nature, with the universe, within all of those real ecstatic mergings that we are made for. Another option is to work with me for a year. The year-long programs, the Dakini and the Tantrika training, or the Empowering the Masculine program, basically take all these courses. For the women, it's also the Radiant Woman course. And it adds 10 sessions with me, 10 hour-long sessions. So you basically take the courses at your own pace over a year. And once a month, we check in together and we talk for an hour about whatever's coming up for you. We can even do an energy grid reading for one of the sessions. whatever is perfect for your journey. Or if you'd like to read my book, also as a nice addition, Tantric Intimacy, Discover the Magic of True Connection. I wrote this in 2017, and it's really the culmination of all of my teachings, and it's an ebook, paperback, or an audiobook read by me. If you have any questions at all about where to start, what's right for you on your journey, please email me, katrina@katrinabos.ca. Look around the website, see what's there, and I hope you have a wonderful day.